Good morning, family.
Good morning, fam.
Yeah, what a time we had last night.
We had a time last night.
But it's funny because all of us had different times, right?
Yeah, we did.
Last night, Friday night was incredible. The arrival of the Olympics, the opening ceremonies. And this man made us some amazing coffee.
I mean, this is really cute.
Yeah.
If I had dairy,
Yeah.
I would.
Like, should I drink it?
I think
It looks
so.
pretty to
We
drink.
should cheers
Yeah.
to the.
Yeah,
Cheers.
cheers. Good morning. We survived last
I know we
night.
survived last night.
Yeah, let's talk about last night.
And last night was opening ceremonies. I'm gonna start with the lady first, Miss Ari.
I'm triggered by this rain because it's still raining, and last night I got rained on. When I tell you, beautiful concept.
Yeah.
The rain, though,
Yeah.
we were fighting. It was a great concept with the rain, and so I was like, is it great? But it was. It was a beautiful blend of people.
So where were you?
I was on the side. I wanted to make
was
shift and
amongst the
play.
people?
I wanted to make shift and play a fan for the night, see the enthusiasm around. I got to sit along a lot of USA family. However, could not find a singular United States flag. It's okay. I was waving my French flag in unity, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll have unity before
Yeah.
the games begin, but it was fun. It was wet. I was miserable a little by the end, but you know, you gotta bask in some gratitude because we're here. We in Paris.
Survived it. You survived it. Congratulations, you survived it.
Yeah.
We survived.
Yeah.
You were on the elements too, huh?
Yeah, so I'm gonna say, Mark, you know, because Mark was really petitioning for me. He was explaining the road you can't go. There's gonna be a lot of the walking, the climbing, and so the journalistic thing kicked in. I said, man, I gotta be like, this is like my 5th Olympics. And my whole thing is that I gotta go to the opening ceremony.
He flexing on us a little
All right,
bit.
I'm like, dang, this is my first.
Yeah, but this was like, but to me, the Olympics begin with the opening ceremony.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of a traditionalist, you know. I like the idea of going, you know, the teams coming into the stadium.
Yep.
And no matter where I am, particularly when I'm out of the country, and no matter how I'm feeling about the United States at that particular moment, whenever the
You're in
United States
America,
delegation comes in, all of a sudden I'm feeling, you know what, man, this is like my country.
Very
this is our
patriotic.
country. You know, my relatives, my ancestors, your ancestors, we fought here.
Absolutely.
So I'm thinking all this kind of stuff. So the problem, I agree with you. Cinematically, it was great. But I'm sitting
The
there.
idea.
The idea was
lovely.
beautiful. But I'm sitting there at the Tribune, feeling getting rained on with all my, you know, brothers and sisters in the media, thinking, damn, brother, Mark. I'm thinking, Mark, you know.
Mark had the right idea.
Now, Mark had, as usual.
Pro tip.
Mark had the hookup. You know, like Mark had the
He
hookup.
the plug, okay? That's what we call him, the plug.
Yeah. But like you said, cinematically, it was a made-for-TV production.
Absolutely.
Which I think if you're a TV and you're in your living room checking it out, and you see it, but essentially that's what we're doing. We're still watching it on TV. And that's what I'm thinking. Is man, you know, you're still watching this on TV.
Could have been in the comfort of my bed. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I think props. We were there in person,
In the elements.
among the people, in the elements, so we kind of earn that mark. Now,
But, but like the cool thing was though, I will say, before we get to Mark's great lavish experience inside in the warmth, is that my favorite part was the breakdancing, right? Like they were right across from me. Ironically, they were dancing in water.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't need that. You could just literally go on the street at this point.
Right.
But it was splashing. It was a great way to integrate the fact that breakdancing is in the Olympics, and I thought that was dope.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest.
Be honest, Mark.
I had a little more nicer experience than
In
you
the-
guys,
in the
but
warmth and the drive.
I did feel like I made a mistake by not going. I actually, shout out to Eric Horn. He like reminded me because I started like, why not get a ticket? I should be going to this, and he's like, well, because you didn't want one when
You
they asked
literally
you.
did not want one.
And one, I don't like public crowds.
Me neither.
I was like, it's 300,000 people. Then I'm just like worried that something crazy gonna happen, man. Like, and I give a shout out. I know people have been bothered by all this police and all this security and all that. They did a great job. Because nothing happened. Nothing happened. I know.
I felt safe once I got in there.
Yeah.
You know, it reminded me of Women's World Cup, and you have so many people, but for some reason it just worked.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't plugged in the middle of people. I was comfortable until the rain attacked me.
Yeah, like I actually like this is a stupid idea. And I don't use that word much. And I'm like, it should be in a stadium. Like, why are they doing this?
So have y'all gone to the opening ceremonies in stadiums before?
Yeah, well, all of them have been in the stadium.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
this
what,
is
I
the
know
first
this is the
time.
first time not, but
It's
like,
not-
Yeah.
and probably the last. So I was
Yeah.
thinking in LA, they're probably going to say, why don't you all take it down to 405?
Yeah.
You know, why don't you have the Olympic ceremony down there? But
They can stroll down Compton.
oh God.
yeah, go yeah, but,
Disneyland.
one time for the culture, I would be there.
No, we do a parade down
Okay.
Disneyland,
But
right?
I-
Main
That'd be
Street.
so cute, actually.
Yeah.
I think because of this, now, because it's
LA
whole
feel, you know LA trying to come with
everybody's
it.
going to now, the cinematography is going to be the thing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think because of this, you cannot go back.
Now LA
Well,
Well,
gonna
LA's
start
gonna
doing
bring it
something.
regardless. That's the hub of it.
Right.
Yeah, that's Hollywood.
Yeah, but I think it's got to still be in a stadium. You know, I think here, and I
Well, the
give them credit.
Coliseum is like
That's where it all
cinematically
started.
cool too, right? That in LA. But I ended up, some NBA entertainment friends invited me to dinner, and so I went to a nice Argentinian restaurant
Look
and
at-
had skirt steak.
I know.
I was eating lush, and,
And
you all were.
There,
hungry
you
and
know, while it was raining, I could hear the drops outside. It was raining, and
Just rub it in, just kind of.
We literally
yeah,
are still
man,
traumatized,
like
and he's like,
the
guess what y'all
cheeses-
did?
The
Guess
cheeses
what
and
y'all
skirt
did?
steak was amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We had some good wine, but we were watching it on my phone because the computer one of the guys had didn't work, and it was like, it was gorgeous. It was beautiful. So at the end of it, so this sounds real bougie. I invited you though. so
You
can't
did.
say-
He did extend the invite, but I was
So
like,
at
you know
the
what? This is
end-
my first one. I'm
No,
going.
no,
You gotta
no.
be
I'm
there.
talking
No, you
about
know,
it.
your instinct
I'm
was
talking
correct.
about at the end.
At that point, I was angry. I didn't even look at my phone.
So I
the
like,
rest of the night.
I said, hey, all right, we're going to, me and my boy GP going to Soho
said,
House
"Ooh,
to
that's
watch
great
the end
for
of the
y'all."
thing. So we went in there, went into the cabaret room of Soho House, and watched it. And Celine Dion came on, and I actually started crying.
Yeah.
No, I had man juice. We call it
Come on, man, juice.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
was,
man
I was
juice, like,
in tears too for a
'cause
different reason.
Yeah, but I was like, this is beautiful.
Yes.
I'm in Paris covering the Olympics. Like, I think it just really hit me, like how unique and special this opportunity is.
Yeah, I don't take it for granted either. Like, it's funny because 5 years ago, if you told me that I was going to be here covering the Olympics, I would have been like, no, you're crazy. But just the unity, the scale of production, the quality of athletes,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fact that it's a reunion for everybody,
Yeah.
the appreciation with
Yeah.
everybody, it's you can't beat that.
That's what makes the Olympics so great, is that the quality of it. I mean, this is for a lot of these, as a young people, this is like their one shot. They've been working 4 years. Like today, there's a competition, an archery competition. And then in the United States, it's like Thai and the Netherlands. And they're having a shoot-off. And it's one arrow. Everybody gets one arrow to determine who gets into the finals. So imagine you've been working all this time,
Yeah.
and it boils down to one shot.
One shot.
So that's what I think is beautiful, and the unity and the fact that everything that's going on in the States.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we were at the press conference when Steph Curry was talking about how much he supported Kamala Harris. So this is a very, to me, these are all the thoughts I always have during the Olympics. When these are the things you're thinking about. You're thinking about the United States in a whole different way. You think about country in a different way, and not a corny way, in a way that, you know what, this is ours.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to let anybody redefine this stuff. So,
Thank you.
you know,
Oh, that's pretty.
yeah,
Ooh,
wow.
the nice little cilantro on top.
I know that you're going to be doing a lot of. What's sort of the vibe of the women? You know, because you know, to me, particularly with Kamala and all that, to me, almost this is like we're in the time of women.
Oh, yeah.
In particular, black women. This is almost the moment. You know.
Women's sports in general has reached a surge, especially in the United States, where we're not having to say, this is why you should invest in women's sports. This is why you should tune in. Everybody knows because they're just great. And coming into the Olympics, USA is very dominant in women's sports because we have the resources. I know we have a long way to go with equality, but on a global scale, the United States is way ahead with investing in their women and really pouring into it. I'm so sorry. I'm distracted by a dog. I love a dog. Anyway, hello,
Real
Snuggles.
boy.
Hello, Snuggles. But with gymnastics, I love to see it's age appropriate now. There's a wide range, 16 to 27. Simone Biles is unreal. We know
Yeah.
what type of showing she had last Olympics in prioritizing her mental health, and she's really made it a point to come back stronger. Just entered another move that she's trying to get named after her. It would be her 6th, and that would be, if she gets this, she'll have a skill named after her on every single apparatus.
Wow.
And she's doing it just because, right?
Yeah,
like
right,
just
'cause I can
because.
do it.
This is the 6th Biles that you can do, and to me that's amazing. And then you have Suni Lee, who's coming back from her health. You have basketball, that's like the dynasty. U.S. women's water polo, that's sponsored by Flavor Flav. There's so much excitement around
He has
it.
an issue with Flavor Flav, man.
What's your problem with Flav?
No, I don't have an issue. I just don't. In other words, generationally, it's just not. The thing
But
is
however,
relevant. I'm like, cool. Like, I mean, everybody's into branding, and so Flavor Flav. I'm like, God bless you. It's not like I have a problem with him. He's just kind of.
y'all from New York, man. Both y'all
irrelevant,
from New
you
York.
know. He's not relevant. I mean, I if you were talking about, I was like, Miles Davis is cold, something like that. It's just, culturally, I appreciate it, but he's just not particularly in my sphere of relevance.
That's so funny. No, he crashed our little. We had a little toast for Team USA, and he was like, "Hey, what's up? I'm in the building," and he just brings that energy.
Right.
And so I'm assuming that he goes to the U.S. Women's Water Polo and is like, "Y'all got this, y'all got this." And honestly, if Flav is yelling at me every morning, I'm gonna get up and win a gold.
Right.
That's just what
But
I'm
he's kind
gonna
of irrelevant to you. I mean, he's like an old timer to you, right? He's an oldie but goodie.
do. You know, I watch Flavor of Love.
Okay.
I don't know how many people like. I'm cross generational. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
I fool a lot of people. I'm a little older than people think. But Flavor of Love is my show.
Well, I'm going to ask you guys this. And correct me if I'm wrong. So I have a friend, Tariq Abdul-Wahad, went to San Jose State with me, played the NBA. He constantly tells me that this is a really racist country. I haven't felt that here. In actuality, I feel much lighter here than I do home. Everybody's been accommodating. There hasn't been that look, and y'all know the look I'm talking about. There's been no uncomfortable feeling like someone's treated me like I'm lesser than to them.
Right.
I don't know. I just feel lighter here. Do you?
But that's the
do you
history.
feel that?
But that's the history of African Americans in Paris.
Yeah.
Like we talked about that before. There's a whole, century-long tradition of African Americans coming here just for that reason, to feel that kind of likeness. And if you're a writer, you're seen as a writer, not as a black writer necessarily. So it's just so fun. I don't know how you feel generationally, but that's you just define the vibe.
I'm overly cognizant of like the side eyes and the racism, but I think in this instance in particular, because I've had bad experiences in Paris, but in this week, people think I'm on a basketball team. So it's more like admiration and over accommodation because they want a picture, they want an autograph, and I don't want to break their little hearts, child. But there's something about
Venus.
somebody walked up to me yesterday and was like, "Oh my God, can I get a picture?" I was like, well, "Who do you think I am?" I wear USA across my chest every day, and so they think that I'm on the team, and so I've gotten great experiences, great encounters, pride and love.
But you
like,
think it's
oh,
smoke and mirrors?
it's solely based in thinking that I'm on the basketball team.
You're an athlete.
It's solely based on that.
Yeah, they think I'm on shot put.
Come on, we out here.
So
At best, they may think I'm a musician. At best.
I so see that. I can
Jazz
see
guy,
you,
yeah.
At best.
1,000%.
At best. But
At normal. You do look like a musician now.
Yeah, well,
You play instruments and stuff?
No, I own
Cymbal.
instruments. I own instruments. In fact, like my favorite instrument is a soprano saxophone I have. And Sidney Bechet was like one of the first. He was a great soprano saxophone. He came here in like 1924 and became again without belaboring that point. But he
talk about jazz like
You saw the tangent that he was going.
but you mentioned something I think is important though, because although I'll go on about the African American presence here, there's this whole dichotomy because France was a big colonializer, and so there's a sort of pecking order here, like African American kind of but sub-Saharan Africa, well, you were a colony, You know,
Yeah.
if you're like Moroccan, Northern Africa, I mean, there's a whole war with Algeria, so it's
Yep.
kind of like, I don't know, you know.
Yep.
So you're right. So I don't want to rhapsodize about like, I mean, I don't think for black people there is any paradise on earth,
Yeah.
you know, but this is kind of cool.
Yeah. I love being here with y'all. This is fun.
Tell me about your girls on Monday. They ready?
You know,
You've been hanging out with the.
I've been more on the 3x3 side, but with 5-on-5, you have the best players in the world who are playing some of their best basketball. You have Asia Wilson, who has a unanimous MVP season. She just, I mean, there's no one more dominant than Asia Wilson right now.
And I got a story coming on her in Andscape.
That's
too.
just the
Yeah.
fact. Tune in! But that's just the fact. There is
Yeah.
nobody better. And then you pair it with, you know, players coming back into their health with like a Chelsea Gray, a Brittany Griner moment,
Yeah.
and in the longevity of Diana Taurasi, knowing that she is going for a record number of golds or medals in general for basketball, despite the gender, is great. And so you know you have a team that knows how to navigate the Olympic Games, who is the best team in the world. And you know, they just got together 2 weeks ago as a final team, and so just establishing their chemistry and seeing what works for them. But like the talent, it's unrivaled.
Yeah, you know what kind of bothers me for this team is like, if somebody mentioned to me like, wouldn't it be better if Caitlin Clark was here? I'm like, she's not good enough for this team.
Even
What do
like
you think?
despite that,
She
they have a
didn't put in
team.
the work for this team. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not saying
it's-
she's not good,
No, I understand.
but she didn't put in the work that everybody else put in the work to be here. Like,
I would just, whenever somebody brings up Caitlin, I always try to redirect the conversation to the ones that are here because, like you said, they've worked to be here.
Right.
They were in the trenches working. Alyssa Thomas is somebody I'm so proud of. She's
Yeah.
been so great year after year. So for her to be able to perform on the biggest stage, we saw what she could do at World Cup.
Yeah.
For her to be able to perform on the biggest stage and just be Alyssa Thomas and be free and knowing that she's going to be utilized.
is this her
that's
first
great.
Olympics?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
her first Olympics.
Yeah.
She's played in World Cup before, but this is her first Olympics, and it's in its time.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
She
beautiful.
was a very much got it out the mud type of player.
Yeah.
She wasn't huge on like
She nice,
the
too.
rankings and everything going into college, but
Yeah.
she made a huge impact in Maryland. Is a triple double machine.
Yeah.
She got my MVP vote last year. Could have gotten MVP. It's just, I'm so proud.
Yeah, and that's a great point because that's who we should be talking about. Because
Yeah.
if you bring in Caitlin, you're doing it clearly for PR.
Yeah, and we know what it is. We know
Yeah.
why she didn't make the team. Like people are living in la la land. I'm like, you know why she didn't make the team, but at the same time, the ones who did fire. Also, to 3x3 because I have to mention my 3x3 girl.
Yeah.
Sierra Burdick, the Diana Taurasi of 3x3, and nobody can tell me otherwise. If she wouldn't have made this team, I would have rallied. Okay, I would have been on the front line saying Sierra Burdick belongs to this team. You know the dude with the sign. Sierra Burdick belongs on this team. I would have been there. So really proud of her. And then Ryan Howard could have easily made 5-on-5.
Yeah.
I want to see how she's utilized for 3x3. She had a scare with her ankle.
Yeah.
So glad she's healthy. De'Erica got to step in, place
Well,
with
Noah,
Cameron, and Haley Van Lith.
Can I ask you this? Because I think there's probably a lot of viewers that don't realize that there is 3-on-3 basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I've been doing some stuff on the men as well. But
Yeah.
you excited about that? And
I am so 3x3 is such a stressful sport. Like it's a different type of basketball, half court to 21. Like it's just so fast. The coaches can't really intervene.
Right.
The way they sub is just everything is like this. Like basketball, you can exhale a little, even though it's a
Yeah.
faster sport. 3x3 or 5-on-5 basketball, but 3x3 basketball,
Yeah.
different skill set. And so people were questioning the roster. I'm like, you don't understand. It takes a certain type of player
Yeah.
to be able to succeed in this, and it's not as transferable as you think.
yeah.
Well, that gets into another kind of, even like breaking and all that, you know, it's kind of like culturally, you know, I'm kind of with it, but you know, 3-on-3 when I grew up playing, I mean, you could kind of have everybody from the hood.
Yeah.
3-on-3.
Yeah.
Because we've all kind of grown
Should
up.
got some dudes from the
playing.
Rucker.
Yeah.
Honestly?
Easy. Well, that's kind of what.
Yeah.
You know, come on. I can't tell you that. You know
Yeah.
that 3-on-3 was kind of what we grew up with. I just had a question. I'm kind of switching for a minute, but we're talking about the dominance of black women, particularly in gymnastics. So I'm headed over to see the men's gymnastics. There's a young brother,
Frederick.
Frederick, and his whole mission, which I think is kind of cool, because you know, women have like just basically skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And for the black guys in gymnastics are kind of like an afterthought. And so to his credit, his mission is sort of like, let me put us on the map too.
And he does.
You know, and so this will be his first Olympics, but it's really important. But we're talking about the dominance in black women in basketball, black women in gymnastics. Here on the other side, you've got these men in gymnastics who basically are on the whole other side of the spectrum. They've got something to prove, which I think is cool to have a U.S. team that got something to prove.
Yeah,
in your sphere,
men's
they ain't got
gymnastics
nothing to prove.
historically for the United States has not been great. They haven't medaled in 20 years, I believe.
Really?
And so knowing that you at least have fan favorites, Frederick is doing great things for gymnastics. He's showing that black boys belong in gymnastics.
Yeah.
You see, I mean, y'all were flipping into y'all when y'all were younger, probably. Like, let me not speak as a black man. I am not a black man. But I know a lot of my friends who used to be in the backyard flipping, and just if they had the resources or the wherewithal to know that they can do gymnastics, imagine where they'd be then. It's always been frowned upon with like black boys in gymnastics, but just imagine if we open up the doors
Well, then
for them
kids
to be
seeing
able
it, they're
to.
like, oh, I want to try that.
Yeah.
30.
You know,
of
one thing
course.
about USA basketball, they're going to show that they're on USA basketball. It's USA basketball,
Yeah.
not just Team USA. It's going to be specifically basketball.
Are they
there-
going to win any game less than like 30 points?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't say like
I'm gonna say this. Like they,
like who South Sudan?
they,
I mean,
they were blessed with a pretty light men's basketball.
I'm about to say
saying
women ain't. That's not
pretty
the case.
light bracket. You know, so to me the hardest game in their bracket will be Sunday night against Serbia, who they played already, and actually beat them up pretty
I
well.
hate the fact that people play who's in their pool for the scrimmages. Like I hate
That's
that.
a money thing.
I hate that.
Yeah, but you know, sells tickets. They made a lot of money.
But you can now, like with USA women in Germany, Germany can now be more prepared to play USA women when
They
the
hold
time
stuff
comes.
back though.
so
I know,
that
but-
means they'll win by like 30 as opposed to
Well,
like
As opposed to
15.
50.
If you look at the other men's brackets, there's USA got lucky, and I feel like
But who? I mean,
Puerto Rico, South Sudan. Respectfully, South Sudan, I don't think it's going to be like that this time around. Like to me, Serbia should be the toughest game of the three.
And what does that? And what does that mean? Toughest? What would we maybe like 25 points?
They should beat them by 20.
Yeah, I mean, which is.
What's your point? What are you trying to say?
Well, not the point is just that there's really no tension. There's no competitive
Well,
tension.
they bring tension because every time they play, when you have USA on their chest in your basketball, you see guys that never make these same shots making shots. Like
target.
they're going to play the top of their ability. There's no pressure on them. They're expected to lose.
Right.
But still in all, to your point, I don't see any threat. They should be 3-0 and advance, and I feel like any kinks they need to work out, they'll work out. I actually feel like the women who I think will route their way to the goal, they'll have a much tougher bracket than the men do.
Their seeding is pretty difficult. Belgium, we saw what happened with World Cup, even though that wasn't the final team.
Yeah.
They won on a buzzer beater with Brianna Stewart. And now, like, their best player on that team, I would argue that Ryan Howard had the best game, and she's on 3x3, not 5x5. Then you have Japan, who's low-key, really elite. And then Germany
Good
with the
shooters,
Sabali
right?
sisters and a couple other WNBA
Yeah.
players within it. It's not easy. The women's game, the reason why the WNBA has been so exciting this year too has been the parity is there. Women's college as well. The parity is there now.
Yeah.
Outside of South Carolina, but the parity is there, and so worldwide it's becoming impacted because
Not as close as the men yet. I don't think the gap is closed.
no, like, but that group though, that group, I'm like, ooh, but they'll be fine. I have no doubt.
So what did the USA women learn from losing to the WNBA All-Stars?
Ooh, Cheryl Reed was not happy. I think they're going to improve defensively. I think they were just trying to work out their schemes and things like that, their strategy for going into the Olympics, whereas the Team WNBA didn't have anything to lose. They were just playing light and fun, and USA was trying to run systems. And what they learn is how to gel. They're going to learn how to gel.
Let me ask you this. I know we're wrapping up, but to me, talking about the Olympics, the Olympics is about track and field.
Yeah.
Track and field, that defines it. So what are you looking for? I mean, again, talk about women and black women. you know, that's going to be on display. What are you looking for in terms of the women in track and field?
So I want to see if Sydney McLaughlin can break her own record again.
Yeah.
I want to see Sha'Carri get what's hers because we saw
LSU.
how, yep, you know, y'all, they be out here, y'all
Go
be
ahead.
out here. The
Continue.
purple and gold is ridiculous. I mean, the most elite school at this point. What in the world? But go Pack always. Anyway, but just seeing as you sip your fluffy cappuccino. No, but I want to see Sha'Carri get what's hers. She talked to me a couple months ago about how she's not back, she's better.
Ooh.
And when you have that chip on your shoulder, knowing that you've been wrong and coming from the background she comes from, she's gonna prove everybody right. Like, what she run a 1071 for trials. Her record, her PT was a PR. Was 1065. I think she's gonna get a 1065. I don't see her not. And I got to watch them at the High Performance Center, and the relay team.
Yeah.
Stacked.
Yeah.
Gabby, TT.
Yeah, love it.
Like, I can't wait. And
I can't wait to see it either.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what's.
You got cappuccino on your mouth. Other side, yeah.
No, that's
how you know it's
That's
good.
from that filet mignon from yesterday.
Oh, yep.
While we were like,
While we
in the
were-
rain.
while we- I shouldn't even told him
Argentinian
about it.
skirt steak.
Same deal. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna talk in a couple days, man. We're having a great time out here.
You should have been told him about the thing. We over here getting wet last night.
But we're like
He's dry,
we're
he's
working
steak.
journalists. We're like out in the
I mean, I ain't have a
you
ticket
know?
like y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Because you didn't want one.
You said
Don't
no.
go down
You
there. You
declined.
didn't want one. All right. Cut.